Hey guys, this is Diana Michelle, and you're watching 3 Count Podcast.
Welcome everybody to another great edition of the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, as always, and I do all these shows because that's what the host is supposed to do. They're the ones who interview. So let's go down our roster because we finally got one of our guys to come here with us when, we give away hot dogs and handshakes and run out of hot dogs, and then, we can't handshake because it's COVID. And then, so, we do the elbow thing now. But let's bring him in. He's the man who's won Emmys, Grammys, Oscars. He's won Tonys. He's won Nickelodeon Choice Awards, as well as Fox Kids Choice Awards, and every other award that you can think, including 3 Nobel Peace Prizes in acting, physics, and language arts. He is the man, the myth, the legend. Give it up for Jeremy Showtime Grimes.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite part-time podcast announcer. I'd love to be here more, but I really don't. So,
thank you for saving some time to a superstar. Anyway, this is the 3 Count presents Now Entering the Ring, which means one thing is going on. We have a special guest for you. Our special guest can be found at WrestleAmerica. She can be found at Southern Honor Wrestling. She can be found at Pro Wrestling Circuit. This is the lovely Diana Michel.
Hi. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, we are so excited to have you on the show with us today.
So I didn't know I was going to be in the presence of such royalty. Holy crap.
I know. He's only one step away from being knighted.
it's okay. It's okay. The pleasure's all yours.
I'm sure.
So with that being said, thank you for setting some time and coming joining us on the show today. I'm so hyped.
I'm hyped. I'm ready. Just get on it.
Well, let's start us off with, who is Diana Michel?
Who is she? Self-proclaimed Wonder Woman, I would have to say. Mom, sister, daughter, friend, rocker, weightlifter. What else? What do you want?
No.
Oh gosh, there's so much. There's so many layers to this onion. You might not want to peel them all off too fast.
No, bit by bit. We'll just take one layer at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But the layer that we are looking for is the ring announcer one. And I'm very curious because how did you find your ring voice?
Oh my God. Let me just start with how it all began. About 3 years ago, I'm at a show as a fan. Kind of, I hate to say it, but a little bit bored with what was going on. So I'm messing with my phone, right? I got caught. The wrestlers caught me and decided they were going to bring the fight to me in the stands. So one guy has the other guy, he slams him into the chair next to me and he starts slapping him and punching him. And I'm like, holy crap. All this commotion went on. I was on the video, I guess, of the show of all that commotion, and I was recognized or noticed. Nobody knew me, but I was seen. So from that, and the production and the producers and the promoter and the owner, they wanted to know who I was. I don't know to this day how they found me, because it wasn't like I was wearing a name tag. I was just going by my, regular day to day. I get a message on Instagram from a guy named Rico Rodriguez. He was producing the show and the promoter and ring announcer at the show. And he said, hey, we saw you on a video of one of our shows. And he says, oh, by the way, we saw you at 2 of our shows. And I'm like, okay. He said, have you ever done interviews or have you ever wanted to be involved with wrestling, like backstage stuff? And I was like, no. I'm a fan. I don't want to get back there. I don't know how to talk. I'm a singer, but I'm not a talker. I get kind of mixed up with my words. I jump all over the place, scared to death. If you would put a microphone in my face at the moment, I'd run and hide. So I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And, we talked a little bit, and he told me more about it. And it was like probably 3 or 4 months. And I finally decided, you know what? let's give it a shot. What can I do? Fall on my face? Who knows? Nobody knows me. Who cares? So I went to Columbus, Georgia on this one show called National Syndicate Wrestling. And I did my first interview in the ring with a guy that was probably 400 pounds. He had on this spiked mask that covered his face completely, and he didn't talk. Did anybody tell me that he didn't talk? No. They let Diana stand there for her first time in the ring with a monster who didn't talk, and I'm trying to ask him a question. So I'm nervous, I'm sweating, don't know what's going on, and he finally whispers, he says, "Hey, I don't talk." But he has a mask, so nobody knows he's talking to me, right? So that was my first experience. It kind of went off. I didn't even know I was flowing, but it went off. After that, I just became the backstage interviewer for the show. It was like a TV show they recorded. I did that for about a year and a half, maybe. National Syndicate Wrestling turned in, combined with All-Star Wrestling Network, AWN. It's on Fight TV. It's on Amazon Prime. From there, I met some guys for Lariato and got a call from the owner of Lariato and asked me if I would be their announcer for a show in December. Well, this was my first real ring announcing gig in December of 2018, and Robert Gibson was going to be on the card. And I lost my mind. Teddy Long was going to be there, and I lost my mind because the Rock and Roll Express are my absolute favorite tag team of all time. I grew up watching NWA, World Championship Wrestling, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, that whole thing. That's me. So of course I lost it. And I was like, yeah, of course I will. And I flipped and flopped all through that thing. But eventually, you learn your voice. Like I said, I am a singer, so I know how to do mic control. But as far as knowing what to say, when to say, I'm still learning. I'm still learning that stuff. So that went from there. And then somehow I got picked up by Southern Honor. And that show is, if you've never been or never seen anything that happens at Southern Honor, good God, it's amazing. And there's been some crazy, crazy big guys that come through there, like celebrities you wouldn't believe, but it was pretty awesome. So that's kind of how I got started, just getting seen in a crowd.
That's awesome. That's kind of sometimes all it takes is just that
Yeah,
one look.
sometimes, obviously.
Yeah, I had a friend. He's a 7-footer. He was sitting in the crowd at a show in Maryland up here, and now he's wrestling all over the place.
Yeah, what's his name?
Big Trouble Ben Bishop.
Big Trouble Ben Bishop. I know one guy from Maryland.
Curious.
Paul Jourdain. Don't know Paul Jourdain?
I've heard the name.
He's a 7-footer. He's a big guy. You have to look him up. Paul Jourdain. Yeah, he's a big guy. He goes all over the place, though. He comes down to Georgia a lot, so it's all over the place, Jersey and stuff. So
I love Georgia. I was like, I love Georgia. I used to live in St. Mary's.
Oh yeah?
Just, last exit before hitting Jacksonville.
That's right. South Georgia. South Georgia.
Deep
That's
South.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I guess the next question to hit you up with is where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh gosh, so many different options there. I'm hoping I'm still doing this. I love it. I love wrestling. I love everything about it. I love the entertainment of it, the stories, the people. It's like one big mesh pot. You got some of every kind of people, all kinds of kinds. How that Miranda Lambert song goes, all kinds of kinds.
All kinds of kinds.
So, you just got all kinds of people, and it's like a big family. So, I definitely want to still be doing wrestling. I don't know where. I don't see myself leaving Southern Honor unless they kick me out. But, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's in the future. But definitely still in a ring with a microphone in my hand. Definitely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So my last question for you, and this is just kind of Kind of a fun question. See what's gonna pop. So, what advice would you give to people who want to become future ring announcers in the business?
Always stay learning. That's all I can say, because I'm continually learning. I'm always watching. A lot of people don't pay a lot of attention to the ring announcers because they're wanting to see the entrance of the workers, the guys. But like on AWE, WWE, AEW, what's the other one? Impact. I mean, I'm always listening to the voice that's announcing the people. So you kind of learn what works, and then you practice. And I mean, I can't say I sit in front of my mirror a lot with a fake microphone and just yell out in the middle of my house about, trying to announce somebody just to see what it sounds like, because it feels stupid. But I would just say do it. Just take a chance. Try something different. Don't be scared to try something different with your voice or whatever you're doing, and just see what works for you. I mean, nobody's going to be the same. I'm not going to be a Tony Schiavone. I'm not going to be, Kayla, whatever her name is on WWE, but I'm Diana. So you got to be unique for yourself. You got to find your look. You got to find your what you really love, what you dig down deep, and then find something that you can relate to. And always relate to the fans. Always. Because if they're not hype, you're not doing your job.
I like that. I like that. So I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Grimes, and I'm going to let him say his piece.
Mr.
Well,
Grimes.
I actually came very prepared for this, surprisingly. Since we're lacking other podcast hosts, I'm going to ask 6 questions, if that's okay with you, and then a special question at the end.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to start off by asking, who is your favorite ring announcer?
Of all time?
Yeah, I mean, I personally like modern. I like Justin Roberts. I like the way he says John Moxley. It kind of just it builds the vibe for the whole match.
See, that's what I'm saying. Definitely. I like Justin. But if I have to go back, I don't know if you'd call him an announcer, but nobody's better than Tony. Nobody's better than Tony Schiavone. It doesn't matter what he's doing. If I hear his voice, is wrestling. He's the voice that I remember. So just going back to what I would say, just be rememberable. So that's Tony. So my favorite of all time, Tony Schiavone, hands down.
Favorite person that you've introduced?
Oh. I introduced, oh God, just a few months ago, I introduced the Rock and Roll Express. And that was the biggest freaking night of my, that was awesome. I mean, I still get chills thinking about it. I'm going to cry right now if I start talking about this. Rock and Roll Express. Definitely.
All right. Favorite place you've been in wrestling?
Favorite place I've been? Oh. Probably Canton, because Canton's where Southern Honor is, and that's I spend most of my time there. I haven't traveled a whole lot with it, but doing the job, I'd say Canton.
Okay. Yeah. This one is going to be non-wrestling related, but it's my favorite question to ask. What is your favorite food? My
favorite food? Depends on what mood I'm in. Could be chicken, could be chocolate.
That's fair. That's fair.
Never both. Never both at the same time.
Yeah, that would be a bad combination. All right. Favorite wrestling moment?
Favorite wrestling moment? Standing in the ring with Rock and Roll. I mean, that's it. And I'll tell you why. Because I was standing there waiting there. It was a championship match. They were going to face the tag team champions of Southern Honor. And, of course, we do championship announcements when we have a championship match. I wait on both teams to get in. So their music hit. I'm standing in the ring trying not to bounce around dancing and getting all giddy like I wanted to. I had my commentators were watching me because they knew we'd already had the conversation. And Rick and Robert come in first as challengers, and they're jumping around in the ring. And I'm like freaking out. I'm standing in the ring with Rock and Roll Express, right? And then when I announce them, Ricky gives me this, come on, girl. You know, this kind of like hyping me up, but I'm trying to hype the crowd up, which I don't need to because it's rock and roll. But he's hyping me up. So I'm going to get chills. I'm going to freak out. Yeah, that's my favorite moment ever.
I can relate to that so much. I mean, I did a show that Bret Hart was on, and growing up, Bret Hart was my favorite wrestler. Just watching him walk through the building, and it was just like, I tried not to fangirl out. And then
I didn't even care. I was like, I'm marking out and I do not care. I mean,
you got to. That's some of the perks of the wrestling business.
Exactly.
Like, let's not lie. Like, you get to meet your idols and not too many sports.
Who knows if you'll ever get to meet them again? Why would you waste that moment and just be hard when you can freaking freak out? I mean, you do it at home. If Sting walked through that door right now, I would lose my mind.
If Sting walks to that door, you make sure you let him know that we'd like to have him on the 3 Count podcast.
I'll bring him in. I'm like, yep, come here.
Yep.
Ratings are going to go through the roof, Cliff.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
All right. And then my last question before my special request question, your favorite wrestling entrance of all time. It doesn't have to be one you've done. It could be one that you've watched.
Of all time. Gosh, I have no idea. Probably the first time Sting came down from the rafters. Unexpected. And he had the mask on, so they didn't think it was him. Maybe not the first time, but when he had the mask on and they didn't know it was him. And NWO's all in the ring, and then he takes the mask off, and it's really him, and they all like freak out. Yeah, so it was like, yeah, it's me. And then he, cleans house. So that's probably it, because it was the adrenaline and the pump and all that was awesome.
Right on. And then my last one. I don't know how the acoustics are in your house, but I'm hoping they're good for this. Would you be able to announce, now entering the ring, Clifford Red Dog Miller for me?
Okay. Hold on a second. First of all, I need to ask, is it really like Clifford the Big Red Dog?
It 100% is. We could talk that story. We could talk that story after. But yeah, it definitely is.
Clifford the Red Dog Miller. Okay. Let me get my warm up. Now entering the ring, Clifford Red Dog Miller.
I love it. Yeah.
Acoustics are pretty good.
All right, Cliff, it's on to you for your 10 count.
It's time. Whoa. What is that? Like, what kind of energy is that? It's time.
Okay.
No. It's done. You already messed it up. I gotta go first.
I'll redo it. First of all, Diana, what's in the cup? What you drinking?
Water.
Now to the 10 count questions.
All right. Well, now it's time because, we're done with all of our fun questions. It's time for the best segment on this show. That segment is the 3 Count Podcast, 10 count questions. And here's how it works. We're going to fire off 10 questions at you, ma'am. And you're going to have to answer whatever first comes to your mind. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to put the imaginary timer on the clock. Bing! And here we go. SmackDown or Raw?
Raw.
Favorite color?
Green.
Marvel or DC?
DC.
Ooh, okay.
Wonder Woman, hello?
Hey, I get it. Favorite female wrestler?
Becky.
It's a Friday night. What you doing?
I'm watching SmackDown or at a show.
Favorite breakfast food?
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh, let's go. Who gave you the best advice?
Rico Rodriguez.
Your favorite podcast?
3 Count.
That's right. Nominate someone that you want to see on this show.
Oh, somebody I want to see on this show, Gary Lamb.
Cool.
He's the owner of Southern Honor.
Oh, bet. Oh, yeah, we definitely. Mr. Lamb, we coming for you.
There you go.
Want to write that down real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
I'll be
ahead
sending you
and
my
jot that
resume.
down. Just jot that down a little bit. All
That's
right. And last but not least, our favorite question to ask every single person who comes on this show, because we are not a PG show. Favorite curse word?
Oh, shit. Shit.
Hey, and that's how it goes with the 10 count questions. So, ma'am, Diana, can you do me one more thing and just let our listeners and our viewers know where they can find you?
Where they can find me? You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, my house, Southern Honor, Pro Wrestling Circuit, in Mississippi Combat Wrestling League, sometimes a Wrestle America. Just look me up. But if you Google me, I'm not the black girl. Nothing wrong with her, but that's not me.
No, I know, because I typed in. That's the one thing. Like I was like, oh, I wonder where we can find. Typed in your name, and yeah.
You can Google me. Just be careful what you find, because Diana Michelle's name is obviously kind of popular.
But that is it. That's the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, here with Showtime Grimes. And like I said, this is Now Entering the Ring with the lovely Diana Michel.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for coming on our show. But you guys, you listening and you guys checking this out right now, check out the next episode and be there or be somewhere else.
No, you need to be here. Be here. Don't listen to him.
I agree. It's a good time.
What's going on, 3 Count Nation? I'm Clifford Red Dog Miller with the catchphrase. But what I really want you to do right now, go to twitter.com, right? Go over there, find us at the 3 Count _ pod, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment. We want to talk to you guys. Go to IG at the 3 Count pod. Give us a like, give us a follow, leave us a comment. We want to interact with you. Go to youtube.com, give us a subscribe, turn the bell on, turn the notifications, leave a comment. We want to talk to you. Go to anchor.fm / the 3 Count podcast, and in there, you can leave us a message, and we will talk to you. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that we want to talk to you. We want to have fun with you guys, and we love listening to what you guys have to say. Also, one thing I need you to do for me, the 3 Count podcast also has merchandise. Oh! At prowrestlingtees.com / the 3 Count pod. Please go buy our t-shirts. We love you guys, and we hope you love us too. So show us some support, please.